What up, guys? Welcome to the You versus You podcasty. You got me, Bailey,
Your
the
boy
hand on my
Lucas.
L right, Lucas. Today we got a 10-minute talk, 10 minutes of heat. And today we're going to talk about.
I don't even know what we're talking about yet. He's surprising me, I guess.
Ooh, I'm not lying. Ooh, I'm lying. You guys have to watch the episode on Friday to get that. But today we're going to talk about dealing with shiny object syndrome as
What's that?
a young lad. So this is something that we talked about it a lot on the last podcast last Friday that we released. It's super. I think this is one of the main, everybody that I talk to that has an excuse on why they can't do something. It may not be the base, but it always has its place, either because they're in between a few things, because somebody else is doing really good at one thing. No matter what, this is a huge thing. So I'll talk about that a little bit, and I know you have a lot to say about this, so I'll just go first. Especially with social media and in this day and age, we're able to see, especially the culture of social media being that Instagram, every TikTok, Facebook, it's all a highlight reel. So when you are seeing a highlight reel of people that are maybe your age, maybe even younger, that are in a better position than you are, whether it's financial, whether it's success in any field, then it is something that's very common is that you get FOMO, the fear of missing out, or shiny object syndrome, or the grass is greener on the other side. No matter what you call it, it's very easy to fall into the trap into believing that you are doing the wrong thing because you aren't in the same place that a whole nother person is. And I'll give you an example on how I fell into it. I not really fell into it, but it definitely kept me from taking action. When I was working with my mentor with his digital marketing agency for a year, I would go in between thinking about starting real estate, thinking about getting into the fund industry, thinking about starting my own agency, thinking about starting e-commerce. There's so many different things to get into, and especially on social media, so many different things that people are successful at. And if you can't navigate through that storm and really think about your why and what you want and be settled on that, then it's going to be very easy to be influenced by seeing other people being successful in other fields, especially if they're younger than you, especially if you're young and they're your age. You're going to start to believe that you should have that, when the truth is everybody has their own journey. Everybody's journey is different. If you're watching this podcast, you have to have the mindset that life happens not to you, but for you. It can happen for you if it happens through you and you turn it into something good. You turn it into something positive. I always say, I never, ever, I don't care if it's the reality or in reality, what is reality? It's just your perception. Never, ever hold on to a belief that doesn't empower you. I don't care if you're like 5 feet and you want to be in the NBA and people say that you can't do it. Someone close to your height. See, there's two ways to think about it. People say you can't do it. Most people aren't 5 feet in the NBA. That's a reality. You know what else is a reality? Someone close to 5 foot has been in the NBA before. It's just whatever you want to see. That is your perception that creates your reality. So, what I ended up doing was how I started my own company, Hermes Cash Offer LLC. I was actually in between either doing that or starting my own fund. I even invested in a fund that was a lot of my own funds at the time. I think it was like $1,000, maybe even more. And I had capital. I had capital to throw in the ring. And I wasn't sure about starting a real estate investing company. I wasn't sure, but I knew that I had to do something, and I knew that I could be successful in whatever I do. I knew I had the skills, and I knew that I had everything I needed to at least just start, take the first step. And so that's what I did. I signed up for my LLC. I literally made the decision in one day to make my LLC, and by the end of the day, I had it, and I had it all paid for, and I signed up for my LLC, and I started my real estate investing company right then and there, and that was after months, or maybe you could even argue over a year of just going back and forth and not fully throwing myself into something. And there's a fine line in between being stupid and jumping off a cliff and jumping off a cliff with a parachute and testing yourself, right? Like if everything goes to garbage right now, then I would be okay. I will not be dead in the water. So you definitely put your back against the wall, challenge yourself, but put yourself in a position where you could come back up and you're not going to completely destroy other people's lives. There's a time to risk, and there's a time to hedge a little bit, right? You want to stay in the game. You want to keep getting up. You need to challenge yourself, however, because that is the only way you're going to grow. So what helped me was I literally just I meditated over it. I thought about it, and I said, I know I could do this. This is what I'm going to do. And I thought, would I be happy in a few years if I'm making my goal doing this? And I said, yes. I said, will it give me the skills, the capital, everything else that I need to propel me to where I see myself in 10 years? Yes. Is there any reason why you don't want to do this? Not really. Not any heavy reasons. And that was all I needed to take that step forward and take that risk. And so I know you have a couple situations where you could talk about shiny object syndrome.
This most recent one right now.
Yeah.
Well, you said it perfectly. Like social media gives a highlight reel, and that's a thing that really contributed to me and the shiny object syndrome that I have had in the past, switching from like real estate to stocks, and even at one time in high school, I had opened up like an e-commerce store, and then I had like $100 to start up. So obviously I didn't have, and my marketing was bad, so I didn't sell anything. So it's like, I'm gonna like move on from this. I'm not gonna try anymore. I've flipped and flopped around for so many times, and now I'm doing stock trading, which was something that I've like been interested in since the beginning. I
was gonna say that you've always been interested in it. You would always tell me about the apps, and I'd always be like kind of skeptical about it. Like I still remember when we went to go eat for my birthday that you were like, "Oh, look at my thing's up," blah blah blah. I just want to throw that in there. That you were always curious about that
guy out here, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know why I didn't take actually I do know why. I didn't take action on stock trading because I didn't have this big amount of money to start up, you know. I didn't have $50,000 to trade and be able to make like $10,000 days and stuff like that. But shiny object syndrome is like something that's always going to happen. You're always going to see someone doing successful in, like, let's take e-commerce, because I've been getting a lot of e-commerce ads for some reason. Like you see them, oh, I got this like Ferrari, I got this new Lamborghini, I got this, I got that, and you're like, and they make it sound so easy, especially if like you're watching them on TikTok. They're like, oh look, this is how dropshipping works. You buy from AliExpress, it goes through your store, and then AliExpress ships it to your customer. And that's how they explain it. And obviously everyone's like, oh, that's easy, I could do that too. When it's really not that easy. But
it's simple, but it's not easy to execute.
Yeah. So the most recent example that I'm bringing up is something I actually just told Bailey about. As you guys know, I was trying to do real estate for a little bit, for a while. I actually got a phone call from someone. I ended up missing the call this morning from someone that I had cold called in the past, and he's basically saying he's looking for a realtor out here in Brea, California, even though we're in LA right now in our penthouse and all that, but it's out in Brea. And I've been kind of debating on, because for me, like when I have shiny object syndrome, I always try to look, I'm always like, is this like God showing me a sign or something? Or is this like the universe showing me a sign? And this time, I'm not sure if it is God showing me a sign. I don't know if it is. I never will know unless I pursue it. And I'm not sure if I'm going to. But the way this could be is this could either be a sign of God saying like, this is like something that could help you out. Or this is God testing me to see if I'm still in my old ways of just flipping or flopping on something that looks like it's going to come the easiest to me, you know? Because you guys might be thinking, oh, you're dumb if you don't take it. He needs a realtor. You're a realtor. Why won't you go with it? Me being his realtor doesn't mean I'll ever be able to help him buy or sell anything just because someone needs a realtor doesn't mean it's like a guaranteed deal or guaranteed money. So yeah, that's my shiny object syndrome dilemma right now. I got this call, and I don't know if it's me seeing this call as a shiny object that I could like milk for money, or if it's God saying, "Look, are you still in your, or not God testing me, but like Him giving a test for myself to see if I'm still just following the easiest path, I guess."
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I always saw you. I mean, I'm your mother. I'm just kidding. Um, you're like, I knew it. But I remember you saying that your mom said this, and I always thought the same thing. No matter what you do, I'm confident that you would be able to make it work. And so I'm basically your mother. Kiss me. Anyway,
Kiss me.
so, and especially with something like this, I mean, especially in real estate, lead generation is the hardest part. If this lead literally just called you, there's some motivation there. I think it's definitely worth giving him a call back. And if not, let your boy give him a call back. But I really want you to give him a call back. I really want you to try, because you had that inspiration for real estate in the first place for a reason. It might still be there. And the guy that you look up to does real estate and trading as well. So, and you've looked up to both agents and traders, and I'm sure there's people that do both. Even people in my business, they're wholesalers and they're agents. Being an agent is just such a very accessible business, and obviously it's very lucrative, and it's very fulfilling. You get to watch people walk into a new house where they're gonna spend their lives in. It's awesome. But I really want you to do that. But you're right. I think if it was something that was very time consuming, like for example, I've been offered multiple times to be in acquisitions for other people's companies, even though I could see that it'd be a great opportunity and I learned a lot there. I already started my LLC. I made a commitment to myself, and I believe in myself to learn what I need to learn and make the mistakes I need to make, and to grow in the way that I need to, so that I can be where I want to be. So I think that's a very, the moral of this lesson, of this 10-minute talk, would be, think about, I'm going to close off this episode with this. Tony Robbins says that when people want to come up with a plan, they think to themselves, all right, what's my plan? And that's a terrible question to ask yourself. You need to ask yourself a few things. You need people that are successful. The first thing they know is, what do I want? What exactly are you looking to accomplish? What exactly do you want? Where are you going? What's your intention? So you would think, so for you would think, what kind of lifestyle? And I know for a while the agent thing was very attractive to you, because we both really are attracted to that lifestyle. And what is your why, right? Why are you doing this? Because if you don't have your why, you're not going to have the energy, the drive to actually get up and do these things and put this plan into action. And then the third thing, the last thing, is actually the how. After you think of what do you want, so you think of, what do I want? I want to be I want to be Ryan Serhant level agent. Why? I love the lifestyle. I'll be happy and it's fulfilling and I'm helping people. How can I do that? You could think of, okay, I could start at my own market and then get a name for myself while building my brand, and then apply for his brokerage, or I could start my own brokerage, blah, 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 then start blah, blah, blah. There. That's a whole plan right there. And you have everything you need to go ahead and drive you to go ahead and accomplish that goal. But you need to ask yourself those 3 questions. Just asking yourself, what's my plan, is a terrible question. Go ahead and add what you want to add, and then close off the episode. That's it.
Yeah, you summed that up nicely.
Yeah, I just saw that video, and when I saw it, I was like, "Oh my God, Tony Robbins always gets me right in the."
That you said that, because I mean, I always thought that like my mom and like my sister and my aunt that were all saying it was just because they're my mom. Cutting that out.
Nah. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Find me at I am Bailey Contreras, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. I'm at Bailey Contreras. If you like this,
Snapchat at Grinch Knows.
Yeah. All right, add your ads before I
My at is at
blast
Lucas
them.
Wavy, as you guys know, on everything. Any social media under the sun. Make sure to, guys, leave a comment. Open up a discussion that we could all have. Me and Bailey are
Yes,
active in
yes.
the comments.
Let us know what things that you have been in between. If you could relate to both of us, if you're in that situation or you've been in that situation before, what shiny object syndromes do you have right now? Because we just talked about some business ones. There's a bunch of life ones. Some people think they should be traveling like all these other people in social media. There's so many things. So let us know in the comment section what things have been interrupting your life. And thanks for listening. Please leave us some feedback. Share with someone else who you think would find value in this episode. Like or dislike, however you feel about it. Be honest. Be true to yourself. Ask yourself those 3 questions. And let's get it. You versus you all day.
Thanks for lifting.